Impact on the GameCube. Retroid Pocket 2 Plus this is. And just going to show you the settings here first of all. Obviously running Dolphin Android handheld. Dolphin for handheld that you can load into it. And these are the settings. I've just done this on the screen capture with the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. I've got it running at 25%. I don't know if it's a percentage, 25 anyway on the clock speed there, and generally I've got it running at 110% on the actual speed, because I don't find there's no talking in this game, and you don't get really any detrimental effect of it sounding strange with it running at 110%. And this game needs a bit of a boost because you're really pushing the limit of the device with this game. I've got footage at the end of this video which is taken it's filmed directly from the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. This is just, at the moment, we're just looking at screen capture, which does tend to make the emulation run a bit more jittery, to be honest, in my opinion. So, yeah, it's a great little device, the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, and a lot of people have upgraded now to the 3 Plus and things like that. And whilst I was tempted, for me, I didn't think, since I had a 2 Plus already, I just couldn't see the benefit for myself. There's still a hell of a load of retro games that I haven't played and want to play, which still fall well within the remit of not even pushing the device to the limit and stuff like that, SNES games and stuff. So for me, I didn't want to upgrade. Yeah, it's a game I had on the PS2, this Burnout 2 Point of Impact, and I really love it. It's a great game where later iterations of the Burnout series had kind of the music that was obviously licensed and stuff like that, and in a way I didn't like that as much. I preferred the more just arcade, created in the studio, in the gaming studio music that was specifically done for the game, and not that sort of like more, I don't know, skater rock that seems to feature on the other games, which they're good games. So, but this one for me, I had this on the PS2, and it was a great game. So trying to get that speed back again, because that's what this game is all about, really, isn't it? The speed. And as I say, screen capture makes it run a little bit slower. You can see a graininess in it as well. It's not the greatest screen capture in the world. Plus, you're making the device do a couple more things really than it really wants to be doing, because they're not that powerful. Let's be honest. They're good for the money. I love my Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, and I can plug it into my TV and do all sorts of things like play Mario Kart Double Dash and things like that with my son, and other games, with the kids if I want to as well, with Bluetooth controllers. I'm not one of these people who is so hung up on it's got to run absolutely perfectly, because the nature of emulation is, perfect emulation is a bit of a, well, you're not really going to get it, to be honest. Even with the most perfect devices and most powerful devices, you'll get very good emulation, but it's still only emulation. It's not playing on real hardware. So yeah, but this game is a great game, and there's no reason why you can't get it. You'll see on the footage where I've actually filmed myself playing it rather than using screen capture, it does run a bit better than this. So this is just a really fast game, and you get your boost built up by driving against the traffic and getting air and drifting around corners and basically driving as dangerously as you possibly can. And it makes for a whole lot of fun for a racing game. I've always been into arcade races more than you know, Gran Turismo has never really floated my boat. And you know, if the things that I'm saying in this video don't really speak to you, then probably you're not watching the right video, and you should probably go and tune into someone else. But yeah, for my money, I love Burnout 2 Point of Impact. It's a pinnacle. And actually, I was listening to a podcast the other week, and Paul Driscoll was saying that he loves this game as well, and he's someone that I've got a lot of time for his opinions and voice on retro gaming and gaming in general. So yeah, if I'm agreeing with him, I can't be all bad. But yeah, it's about squeezing the most out of the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, really. We're just trying to get the most out of it, and hopefully those settings that I showed you at the start, you know, you can try them out by clocking down that emulated speed down to 25. That quite often is the thing to do with a lot of GameCube games. Not all, but quite a lot of them benefit from that being pushed down to like 25 or 30. You know, you can just keep coming in and out and doing. You want to do custom settings for every game you're doing it on, for every game you're playing. Otherwise, you'll alter the settings to just be that one setting for every game you ever do. So you want to hold down on the game itself when you're in the Dolphin emulator, and then it'll come up with a custom settings option. And I've got it running actually at 0.8 resolution as well, because that just helps it run at that bit faster sort of speed. You know, it does struggle, the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, when we're talking about PS2, GameCube, and Wii. You know. So, but I think this is acceptable and playable myself. For me, it's you know, having played the original a lot when it was out, and yes, a lot of time's gone by since then. But you know, when you drop it down to 0.8 on that small screen, to be honest, it's not going to matter. If you were plugging it in through the micro HDMI into the TV, then obviously you're gonna maybe, you know, notice. But for the most part, if you're just playing it on the handheld itself, it's not really going to matter that you've dropped 0.2 resolution at all. Yeah, I'm amazing at this game, as you can tell. So, yeah, practice makes perfect, as they say. So we'll have the real footage coming up, hopefully, in a bit. I'm trying to game with as little hardware really as possible. That's why I call myself the minimalist gamer on this channel, because the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus is literally all I have, and some Bluetooth controllers. And I did have Stadia until they shut it down, but got my money back, so I'm not really complaining. That was another sort of minimalist gamer kind of way of playing some modern titles. I've been toying with the idea of getting an old 360, to be honest, to get some slightly more modern gaming done, because I haven't really owned a console since the PS2. Apart from handhelds, I've owned a DS, and I used to own a GBA as well. But yeah, now when I discovered emulation on phones, to be honest, I just kind of switched. I bought the Drastic emulator on the Android Play Store, and I sold my DS that same week because I could still get some reasonable money for it, and I didn't really see any reason to hold on to it. Yeah, once I discovered emulation on my phone and on Android, then that was it. And the reason, so here we go, here's the real footage, and you can instantly see it looks a little bit crisper and clearer anyway, with just, you know, not doing that screen capture and stuff. It's a bit nicer. Yeah, and I discovered the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus and really discovered retro handhelds because the Evercade was coming out, and I thought, well, maybe this is something sort of like a dedicated sort of handheld again that I might want to get. And whilst the Evercade is great, but it's not for me. I'm not into collecting cartridges. I'm not into collecting hardware, software, whatever, and stuff. So I didn't really want that. And this, when I sort of on my research and on that path, I found the Retroid Pocket 2, and so I bought one of those, and that was great. But when the 2 Plus came, I instantly upgraded and sold my 2 because it was a massive. It was really the Retroid Pocket 2 that everyone really needed and wanted beforehand, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what. And that, but then going from the 3 to the 3 Plus and everything like this, I thought, well, I'll probably pick up a like 4 or 4 Plus maybe when they come out, and if I can play like PS2 completely, most games, and that, then maybe that'll be worth considering at that point. But at the moment, the 2 Plus for me is still great. Love the form factor, really. That's another thing that with the 3 and the 3 Plus, I thought that select and start buttons on the side or wherever they are, I'm sure I'd get used to it, don't get me wrong, but didn't really see it myself. So you can see the game running, and it looks pretty damn good. You get freezes, you do get freezes, but it runs really well, and in my opinion, completely playable. And so I see a lot of it on Reddit and stuff where people are saying, "Oh, you can't play GameCube and PS2 on the 2 Plus." And yeah, I'll be the first to admit there's an awful lot you can't play. Don't get me wrong, but there is an awful lot you can play, and I think there's an awful lot that people don't realise they can play, and you can probably get a bit out of it. So I'm gonna hopefully upload a few more videos showing this, because I think it's something that kind of could help some people maybe who aren't. I mean, I'm no expert really with emulation, but certainly I'm looking to maybe help out a little bit with these videos in terms of if people are interested. If it helps, then that's great. I've only got where I am today in terms of knowing what to do with emulation through everyone else's help, on the Reddit and on Google and on YouTube. So, and I thought, well, it's something to do anyway. So hopefully that's great, and if this works for you, then I've done something that's worthwhile. So thanks for watching, and subscribe to the channel if you like it, and I'll be putting out more content. I'm not going to say I'll be putting out content every week even, but I'll try and put out some stuff on a fairly regular basis, and it will probably be based around the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, because that's kind of all I've got. But yeah, so that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.